Hey, it's me, Lexi. Da, 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 da. Hello, fellow creatives. I'm back already. Fastest back-to-back videos yet. Today we are going to look at photos as well as some video of my pandemic project that is finally done. You are currently seeing photos I originally posted as I worked on it, step by step. I had posted these on my Facebook art page. This is for Megan, and as any regulars know, we both love Halloween-related themes. However, this project did not start out like that. Let's go back in time. So this is a Kaisercraft cupboard. It's made of MDF. We carried all of their blank mini furniture items in the store, and we and our customers loved them. I still have a few of the blank projects to do. However, I may save those until we relocate as they are easier to ship flat packed versus assembled. So originally, I was making this into a more nature-themed distress look as it was meant for Megan's kitchen. She used to travel for her job and was always buying spices overseas, and I knew she also liked using fresh herbs. So, this was meant to sit on her kitchen counter, and I was going to put mini screw hooks on the inside of the door so she could dry herbs, and then it was also extra spice storage as she didn't have the space in her kitchen. I worked it out with her husband as a surprise, and then they announced they were renovating the kitchen. So, that project went out the window, and it sat, and sat. But then Megan got into making things too and was accumulating supplies, so I thought it would be a cute storage cupboard for them, and if I'd worked on it and given it to her when I thought to, that would have worked. She's since surpassed what this can hold, as we do, and so it's for her to use however she wants now. Technically, this was finished over the pandemic. However, I did forget a piece mentioned in a previous video. Megan confirmed she would like it added, so I worked on that this past week. I painted it with inexpensive craft paint, which you can see takes many coats, not just because MDF is typically thirsty, but because it's not that pigmented compared to a more professional paint. And that was okay as I was mimicking the washi tape I'd used already over the top of the painted areas, and they weren't perfectly white either because the painted areas showed through the white. And you'll see that once this gets added on, that it actually seems brighter than the rest of the washi tape on there. I did debate toning it down, but I left it alone as I actually thought it looked okay. I also did all the things I knew you should not do when stenciling. However, I knew it could be fixed. Which I did with a Sharpie oil marker. You typically are going to use a dry brush and tap, which you see here. I started out doing that, but as I was doing this outside and it was just so hot, I wanted to get it done before the paint dried on the brush. So yeah, it's okay. I know how to stencil properly, and it also turned out fine. You know, mistakes happen. There are ways to fix them. So besides that one piece that had to be added on, there were other extra things I was going to do to this, and that's what actually held me back from gifting this to Megan all this time. However, in reflection, a few of the things didn't matter and or they were not practical for long-term use. For instance, I had planned on sticking some frames on the inside cupboard doors, and I was going to stamp and color images like little faces and stuff. So, and I also had a few other little doodads, things that would look like it was the inside of like a locker door. I just never got to it, and it wasn't really necessary to finish the project. It was just something I thought would look cool. The second thing I planned on using were the Tim Holtz Idea-Ology zombie hands holding lamps on either side. I'm going to insert the zombie hands now and also the lamps, just to give you a general idea. They were going to have lights in them, obviously. I was going to have to drill into this, to the cupboard to do this, and some of the inside cupboard space was going to be taken up with the control and the wires. And I really wondered, how often would she really turn on those lights? And then the other issue is with them being on the sides, they were also going to be jutting out on the side. So if she'd wanted to say tuck this up into a corner on top of a cabinet or anything like that, it would have prevented that from happening. Either way, I nixed that idea too. Now my last idea, that idea I am still going to do. She has no idea what it is, and I'm not about to start telling you guys. All I told her is that it's meant to sit on the outside top shelf. However, it will also be able to sit on her desk at work too if she wanted. So it's something portable. That's the only hint you're getting. Now, that's a future video for sure, and it's going to be a cool one, but I still need to wrap my head around it. It's not an absolutely difficult thing to do. It is going to be quite time consuming to make, but it has a weird little issue that will need to be figured out to make it successful. And that's all I'm going to say without giving away any more. So as you can see here from the video, in a second, it's all done. And it's going to be delivered this weekend when we see them for dinner at their house. It's no longer a surprise, so I didn't hold the video back for the reveal, as I've essentially just added the bottom front piece of the cupboard on. It feels so good to have another project completed and almost out the door, which leaves me room to proceed with yet something else. I figured I should catch up on some housework, and I think my next project is yet another quilt I want to start. This one would be applique. I want to play with my sewing machine as I am determined to master it. I miss my old machine, but I need to get this one down. I want to see how the buttonhole stitch behaves. So I was planning on testing a block to see if it goes okay or if I'm going to get mega frustrated. Also thinking about doing it by hand versus machine, as it could then be my couch project when I'm watching TV at night. I'm really hankering for a couch project. I do have one already, but I get bored with it, so I pick it up and I put it down. Basically, it's going to be a huge surprise to us all what the next video is going to be, including myself. So if you have any preferences based on previous videos and projects I need to finish up, just let me know. Until we meet again, go and finish up a project that's almost done. The satisfaction is amazing. Bye, guys. I love you now. Bye-bye.